Okay with that one so far? Thick and thin? Thick and thin. I think we're doing a great job explaining this, so I'm sure you guys are getting that. Okay, so same thing. We have the thick and the thin, and the thick and the thin, and the thick and the thin, all the way through. Let me see where the board. We said from, here's my Z line. That's my little squiggly line, the thinner part. There's another one over here, so if you line them up from this one to this one, it makes one unit called the sarcomere. Okay, the other one through, and they label everything else for us. I had something known as A band, an H zone, an M band, and an I band. And unfortunately, you have to know what all that stuff is. So, yeah, that's crazy. Okay, so if you look at so just think about it. So the darker is the thick. The lighter is the thin, right? So darker thick, lighter thin. Okay. What's my I band contain? Only thin. Thin. Good job, right? So I band is only thin. What's the A band contain? It runs from here to here. A band contains thick. So look at the thick there. Here's my thick right here. There's some thin there too where it overlaps because the thick and the thin have to overlap. So the A band is all the thick with a little bit of overlap with the thin. Now, if you want to only do thick only, it's here. It's your H zone. So the H zone is only thick. It doesn't include any of the thin. So H is only thick. Now, right down the middle of the sarcomere, so here's my sarcomere from here to here. So my middle is right here, right? So here's the Z line, here's the Z line, here's the middle. So M for middle. So the M band is the middle of the sarcomere. So the M, so I go M for middle, it's in the middle of the sarcomere. So you need to know what all those things stand for. So I is thin, lighter. A is dark, thicker. M is in the middle. H is thick only. So we'll go through some of those too. So that's more slides for you to take a look at. So there's my sarcomere. I said, yeah, that's the functional unit of the muscle. That's where the contraction takes place between the thick and thin myofilaments. Okay, so that's the functional contractile unit of skeletal muscle. The Z line or Z disc, depending on which book you read or whatever. So same thing, the Z line will separate one sarcomere from the next. So we said, yeah, the Z line, the sarcomere. Then I have my A bands. They're the darker lines. The I bands are the lighter. So again, the I bands contain thin filaments only. A bands contain all the thick and a little bit of the thin where it overlaps. So we okay on that? Maybe? I know it's like a lot of stuff, a lot of little parts, whatever. I said this stuff was pretty tough with all the little pieces, whatever. So we'll make sure everybody gets it. So the A band is the darker, thicker, has all the thick and a little bit of the thin where it overlaps it. Okay. That's what it looks like. So, again, we have my Z line and Z line. So that's one sarcomere from one to the other. The M line right smack down the middle. If you look real close, you can see the thick and the thin overlap. And the bottom, they actually show you what this stuff looks like. If you looked at it like with a big, huge microscope. So in the red is the thick, and then my yellow, along with this other thing over here, is my thin. Here's my little thin filament to here. So it has thick and thin. This is where it overlaps between the thick and the thin right through here. That's where the contraction takes place. So here's our little thing. Here's the zone of overlap. So it's where the thick and the thin overlap. Here's my H zone, which is only thick, right? Here's my I band, where it's only thin. Okay with that? Ready? I don't know. So we'll see. Okay. You have to figure out how that thick and thin myofilament, how they like overlap and how they contract and how the whole signal gets to them and how they contract and all the other research we can do. That's a pretty lengthy process to go through all the steps. Okay, here's a scanning electron micrograph. If you want to pick that up, it's magnified 20,000 times. So you can actually look at a piece of muscle cell if you will, and magnify it 20,000 times and it looks like this. Pretty exciting, huh? If you want to make a big poster, put it up on your wall at home, bedroom, put it on the ceiling, and Gosh, good, hard work. All right, so anyway, so Z-line, Z-line, M-line, whatever. And I know, you're like, you guys are like sort of like settling down, I think. You guys like getting burned out?
Yes.
Yeah. I can tell. Okay, so what is your H zone?
Thick.
Thick only. M-line. Middle. Perfect, that's all this slide says. So in the middle of sarcomere, and the zone of overlap is where the thick and thin overlap. So it makes good sense, right? So it's one thing. Yeah, you guys were like full of energy like a couple weeks ago. You were like, maybe some class, and like, I don't know, maybe thinking about doing drugs now. No idea.
Thinking about?
Thinking about how you're Okay. Let's see. Okay, so what do we have here? So again, the I band is lighter and contains only thin. Okay, so that's all the slide here says too, right? So I band is lighter, contains only thin. That's all you have to know for that slide. Looks like it goes pretty fast, right? You like print through this?
Yeah. No. Go ahead.
Yeah?
Yeah.
10 slides.
10 slides? That fast?
Yeah,
10
go
more to go?
ahead. Yeah, you do great.
Ah, okay.
Until you express this backwards. You're like, what?
Okay. So now we're going to talk about those thick and thin myofilaments. You said they're made up of proteins. They contain actin and myosin. Actin and myosin. So the first one we're going to do is, my first muscle protein is the thicker one called myosin. Okay? And we're going to take a look at one single myosin protein. Yeah, it looks like this. This guy right here. It looks like a golf club. You guys golf?
I know if I can do it.
Don't have time? Studying on your phone?
Busy studying.
Okay. Now there's some parts of the little myosin protein that you have to know about. You have to know about the head. So it's like the golf club head, if you will. It's also called the cross bridge. Good thing to know because I'll ask you on your exam about a cross bridge. What is a cross bridge? So all I have to say is it's a myosin head, right? So the myosin head is the cross bridge. Then you have a tail. That would be like the shaft, I guess you could say, of your golf club. So myosin heads and tails. And we just take a whole bunch of them, group them all together, and we wrap them up, and we form this really big, thick filament. So all the little golf club heads you see, right? Those are all my little cross bridges, and the tails are all wrapped together and forms a thick myofilament for us. So cross bridges and tails. That's what we're going to say about that one for right now. We all good?
Good.
Perfect. Okay. Here's my fin. My fin have a few extra proteins that are involved here. So again, it says my fin filaments contain mostly actin. So we said actin, went with fin. We're good there. It has a myosin binding site. So here's the deal. So I said that the thick and the thin, they have to overlap. That's where the contraction takes place. So if this arm here is my fin, my actin, here's my thick, and here's my little golf club head, okay? Myosin head thing. So like this or here, when the signal comes, the myosin head ratchets down and pulls the fin towards the center. That's how the muscle contracts. That myosin head latches on and pulls. So actin then must have a binding site for the myosin head to latch onto it, to pull it. Okay, so it does have a myosin binding site. Two more proteins we have, something called tropomyosin, and the other one is troponin. So we'll draw the whole thing out here for you. You can actually check it out and see what it looks like. I'll find a better pen. That's where not doing too good. Okay, so we'll draw this thing out here for you. We'll go like this. So here's like the big thick. We'll draw it that way. And then my little thin. So like that. I guess I'm right. Maybe. I don't know. I'll be confused. So right there you're my M line. Here the Z line. There's another Z line. Now this little zone of overlap will look like this. So I'll have this really big myosin head thing. I'll just draw like one of them over here. So here's like this little guy right here. It's my big myosin head. So that's this little guy right here. You can fill him in if you want to. Good thing. Perfect. Okay. Then we need fin underneath it. So my fin looks like this. It's crazy looking. And I draw all these tiny little yellow balls up here.
Just like this.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll label all this stuff for you, so you know what the heck it is. Yeah, I know. Get some crayons and color it.
Put it up there.
Okay, yeah, that's it. All right, so those little yellow balls you see, that's a protein called actin. So any little yellow ball is actin. So we're pretty good there. Now on actin, we said there's a binding site for the myosin head. So we have to draw those in. We make like a little black circle right there. So my little black circle is the binding site for the myosin head. So they're over here too. Yeah, those little tiny black dots are on there.
What are they again?
It's the binding site for the myosin head. Yeah, so they're all over the place. Okay. Let's show a few more over there. Now here's the deal. When your muscles are contracting here, all that has to be done for your muscles to contract is the myosin head has to see the binding site. That's all that has to happen. So you don't want your muscles contracting just sort of like whenever they want to. So you have to cover the binding site with another protein. So think about like your fist being actin, okay? And like right there is the binding site for this myosin head to latch onto it, sort of thing. So you have to cover it up. Okay, so you have to keep it covered up. To cover it up, we use a protein known as tropomyosin. So that's this little guy right here, this little squiggly line. So that's tropomyosin. This is the myosin head. I'm sorry.
That's the cover up?
Yep, that's the cover up. Myosin, here's actin. There's the binding site. So put it in like myosin binding site. Okay. Yeah, tropomyosin is this brown thing that's on here. So this brown thing is tropomyosin. Well, tropomyosin is a little flimsy, okay? So it's not real sturdy. It's on it because it has to like cover and uncover and slide, whatever. So we need something else to hold it in place. You have to use another protein to hold tropomyosin in place. It's called troponin. So I'll put that little guy here. So here's my little protein here. Here's another one over here. They're all over the place. Just jotting down if you want to. We should have like a Hawaiian day. What you guys think?
Sounds
Wear
good.
Hawaiian
Let's do
shirts
it.
to be like two extra code points.
I don't have one.
Sports jersey day, or maybe sports jersey.
You can do your favorite sport.
We'll get two.
What's that?
We'll get 2 points if we wear our sports day.
Yeah. We'll have to wear it on the same day though.
Tomorrow. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. I'm wearing mine today.
Buy another one.
You only have one?
Come on, you're Floridian.
You only have one alone shirt, that's it?
You better get to Goodwill.
We have a